Hey everyone, I'm Cameron Wylde.
And I'm Victoria Wylde.
We're sitting here enjoying our morning coffee. We're up in Washington now, but just recently we were in Page, Arizona, and we did an amazing paddle on the Colorado River.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the most memorable things I've ever done in my life. It was a bucket list item for me personally, and we're really excited to show you our trip.
Yeah, it was super easy. All you have to do is take a shuttle boat up the river. They take you 15 miles up, and then you get to just leisurely paddle your way down. So it was awesome, and we're gonna tell you all about it and how easy it was. But first, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can keep up with us and see more videos like this one.
And if you have any questions, comment below as well, and maybe also smash that like. Help us out here.
That'd be awesome. So we're gonna show you what food and what gear we packed for this. It was pretty easy to pack for, but you wanna make sure you have the right gear because it is an overnight trip. So we'll go ahead and show you that right now, and we've also got links in the description of any gear that we packed that you might also wanna grab for yourself. So we got Lola's food, of course, because she's a picky eater. Got some good snacks, muesli for breakfast, a little bit of milk in a box, energy bars, gotta get your veggies, your fruit. We're gonna do some pesto with pasta for dinner. This is a nice snack for lunch tomorrow. We're gonna try these things, never had them before. Looks like some sort of tofu based nuggets or whatever that you can throw in with your pasta.
But I did leave them out of the fridge for an entire day, so
we're gonna yellow it. We'll just cook them really well. So that's pretty much it for the food. Hopefully we got enough. As far as sleeping arrangements, we've got our quilt here that we share, a 3-person backpacking tent, homemade ground cloth, pack towels. These are really small but super absorbent, so you can dry off your whole body with them or whatever after you hop in the river. These are some Nemo inflatable pillows. They actually work pretty well. We've got our water filter here. The cool thing about going for a river trip is you don't have to bring any of your own water, as long as you've got a water filter. And then these are our inflatable sleeping pads, surprisingly comfortable as well. Got our MSR whisper light here, awesome stove, a little bit of bug spray just in case. Got our nesting pot here with a couple bowls and some sporks inside. And then headlamp, knife, flashlight, lantern, just some fun stuff. And of course, Lola.
And now it's time to get all this stuff in our bags. I don't know how it's gonna fit. You're gonna start your trip at Lees Ferry, where you're gonna take a backhaul service up the river. This section of the Colorado has to be one of the most amazing and most paddleable sections of the entire Colorado. We've paddled in Moab and other sections, and there is something extremely special about the section from Lees Ferry to Glen Canyon Dam. It is flat water, super easy paddling, and you have these sheer red cliff walls on either side. It's amazing.
Yeah, the whole way down you've got like 200 feet of rock on either side of you. It's just beautiful. You're gonna park at Lees Ferry and you're gonna take a shuttle service up to Glen Canyon Dam. Now again, that's about a 15-mile boat ride, but it only takes about 45 minutes on the motorized shuttle boat. We worked with the shuttle service called Kayak Colorado. They were super easy to work with. You can book online, unlike a lot of these other companies where you have to send an email or call somebody to book. So we really like that. And they're very punctual too, so make sure you get there on time, ready to head up the river. They also offer boat rentals if you don't have your own. We had our own paddleboards, which in our opinion were an ideal watercraft for this trip, but they also have really affordable rentals if you need one.
And the shuttle services typically start around 6 a.m. and they go from 6, 8, 10, 12, and 2. And I think the earlier you go, the better your paddle's gonna be. You're gonna have flatter water, less crowds, and all the campsites are first come, first serve, so you're gonna have a better opportunity to get the campsite that you want.
Yeah, and on top of that, the weather can be a little bit variable. So we were pretty lucky and we had mostly calm conditions, but that wind can get going pretty hard, and if you have a big headwind, your progress is going to be a lot slower. So leave yourself plenty of time so that you can enjoy the trip and not have to worry about trying to rush and work super hard against a headwind.
first come, first served campsites on the paddle trip. There's one at mile 14, mile 11, mile 9, miles 8, 7, and 6. 6 is the last one before Lees Ferry where you're gonna take out. These are all very primitive campsites. They do have pit toilets and fire rings, and we also found out that there's a grate on the fire ring, so if you did want to bring charcoal and grill, you could do that.
As I mentioned, I would definitely get started early so that if you encounter a strong headwind, you've still got time to get to camp. We hit some really crazy winds around 4 p.m. on our first day, to the point where we were crouched down on our boards, trying to paddle and hardly going anywhere. Sitting on my board, paddling all on the left side. I can hardly keep it straight, let alone go anywhere. Pretty nutty. Been going on for like 5 or 10 minutes. And I don't know, we've probably gotten like 100 yards, 200 yards, but hopefully we'll be out of the soon here. Woo! I think we made it through the worst of the wind. I'd say that deserves some animal crackers. It was pretty nuts, and so we decided to pull over that night a little bit earlier than planned. We were trying to get to Horseshoe Bend campground, but we stayed at Ferry Swale instead.
Which honestly, you can't go wrong with any of the campsites on the river. We stopped at almost all of them, and that's kind of our thing. We like to survey and make sure we got a good spot. And every campground and all the campsites are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you're camping on the banks of the Colorado River. Like, it can't get better than that. Yeah, so all of these campgrounds, what we noticed is you could easily fit probably at least a dozen tents throughout these campgrounds. They're pretty spacious, and there's not really any specific defined sites. Unless it's, you know, crazy busy, you're likely gonna find a spot.
We were told though that it's best to go during the week and to try to avoid high season on the weekends on high season, and I guess it does get kind of busy, so just keep that in mind. Our campground, Ferry Swale, there were about 3 different camping areas, and there was a vault toilet. You were right on the river. It was spectacular. We had beautiful sunsets, and then we also had magical orange cliff walls as well for sunrise. Just absolutely beautiful.
We just stopped to check out some petroglyphs. Not really much of a marker here on the river, but there's a random set of stairs out there in the water. Let's go check it out. They look like Taj Mahal of restrooms here.
On day 2 of our paddle, we stopped at the famous Horseshoe Bend campground, which is about 6 miles from the put-in at the dam, and we're going to show you some clips of that right here.
So this is Horseshoe Bend Campground. We're just talking, there are a ton of sites here and just a lot of empty space too, where you could pretty easily put a tent even if it was busy.
Yeah, it's pretty big, and I would imagine you have pretty epic sunsets based on the rocks. These are east, so your sunset hits west and boom.
Yeah, these probably get lit.
So yeah, I would rate it high. This is a really nice campsite. Paddle I've ever done.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about how compared to this section of this in Moab, it's so much narrower and you have so much more cliff exposure, like for the whole paddle, you know.
Yeah, and I think too, just the size of it. I mean, everywhere you're just in this amazing canyon. It's really beautiful. What's also really cool is for this part of the river, you don't need a permit or anything. The camping is free. You just have to pay for the backhaul service. And so far, all the campsites have looked really nice. You know, they're clean. There's fire rings. They're great on them, so you could bring charcoal or firewood and cook your dinner.
Yeah, and the bathrooms are impeccably cared for too. They're really clean. They've got good stash of toilet paper and hand sanitizer. So it's a pretty awesome trip. It's amazing that we can do this for free, and this is available for anybody to come out here and do. It's incredible. So we're getting close to the end here, and we believe there's a slot canyon up here somewhere. We're not exactly sure where, but we're gonna try to find it. I think it's over that way, where it's a little bit darker. I think we found the slot canyon. It's where we thought it was, but for some reason we were under the impression that you could paddle it.
I don't know why we thought that.
Yeah.
But we did. So I'm pretty sure it's a hike.
Yeah, I think I heard it's like 2 miles in, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 each way, so 4 total.
So yeah, I think we'll pass. We're pretty sunned out, and Lola's ready to get back to dry land.
Yeah, and make some burgers tonight.
Yeah, make some burgers. Yeah. So I think we'll call it a good day as is.
Yep.
Yeah, we're walking back to get the truck. Lola wanted to be carried. I'd say she's earned it. So, I'm gonna give her a little free ride. Getting a free ride, Lola? Yeah. How's that? Earned it, haven't you?
To wrap up, if you've ever had the desire to paddle on the Colorado River, this is definitely the trip to do. It's very easy, it's super affordable, you can do it yourself, and I really think anybody can do this, even kids. It's not a hard paddle at all. It's flat water and it's totally jaw-dropping the entire 15 miles.
Highly recommend you do it. Let us know in the comments if you're getting ready to pack your bags for the Colorado River, and give us a like too if you found this video helpful. That really helps us as we're growing our channel here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button as well. We're gonna bring you more videos like this, tips on RV life, all kinds of good stuff like that. And again, that really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm as we grow our channel. All right, we'll see you down the road on This Wylde Life.